Happy New Year to you all. Welcome to the call. For those people that never been here before, this is nothing like you've ever seen. This is truly the best business ever. So those people that are new on the call, you got to pay attention, okay? I know that it takes 5, 7, 10 times before you figure out, whoa, what are they talking about here? Okay, pay attention, be patient with yourself. You'll learn. It's okay. Okay, keep coming back. And because this is the best business you've ever seen. It's nothing like you've ever seen before. Can't compare it to anything else. Okay? These two videos by our esteemed mentor, because this is a good introduction about what we're talking about.
If you're an African or South American or Russian or Chinese, you can't buy land in the United States easily. You don't want to own the land in Africa any more than you want to own the land, in the middle of the Rocky Mountains. It's not going to appreciate. So Bitcoin represents cyber Manhattan. It's 21 million blocks. Everybody with money in the world is going to want to put some of their money there. How much of their money? Well, if you lived in Lebanon or Iraq or Syria right now, the money you have in Bitcoin you still have, and the money you have in the local bank you don't have anymore. Mm-hmm. If you need to leave a country or flee for your life, and that happens a lot, the money you have in Bitcoin you get to keep. The money you have in land or buildings or local currencies, you lose. Bitcoin really represents that strongest, greatest city in cyberspace, and it's going to be the center of the digital economy.
Well, that was kind of important. And we'll expound on this a little bit more, okay, so you guys can understand, because like some places in the world, if you don't have a way, then you're to transfer your wealth from one person to another, you've got troubles, okay? And so this is a way. Let me play this next one.
We're in the Bitcoin gold rush. It started in January of 2024, and it will run till about November of 2034. How many people know what happened in November of 2034? In November of 2034, 99% of all the Bitcoin will have been mined, and the last 1% comes out over the next 100 years. So for all practical purposes, the stock to flow ratio of Bitcoin is infinity in 2034. It becomes noise. At the beginning of the gold rush, no bank could custody Bitcoin, no institutional investor could buy Bitcoin, no Wall Street trading firm. When those spot ETFs were approved, that created a fire or an avalanche. The genie's out of the bottle. It doesn't matter who's elected president next. It doesn't matter who's the next head of the SEC. No politician's opinion, no banker opinion, no regulator opinion matters after that date. That kicked off the gold rush.
Now we'll turn it over to Wendell, because I figured that's a good intro of what we want to talk about today, okay?
I saw this today and I said, wow. So we're going to help people again. Why Bitcoin? And those that made it today on a holiday, like that's something not to get financially blessed and help others. The world is crumbling financially. There's no days off. Now, I'm not saying work yourself to death. Anybody knows me, that is absolutely not what I teach at all. But this is a meeting about helping yourself and helping others with a device that just turns on and creates financial wealth in an asset that's screaming up to the number one asset on earth. It's literally only 15 years old. So that is a huge thing that we have. All right. So let's go in here. Again, thank all you guys for taking time out from your first day of the year. Congratulations for making it here. Again, everybody did not make it to this day. So condolences to some that have lost loved ones as well. So you guys should be able to see my screen. Is that right, Walter?
Yep, sure can.
Okay. So I attempt to start off with a disclaimer. Pause this, it's recorded. You can read the whole thing. Basically, we're not financial advisors, health advisors, none of that advisory stuff. What we are sharing is what we're doing for our families. That's what we're doing, and we're sharing it with others. No guarantees, no absolutes. We're not making any promises, income claims, none of that. We're just sharing what we're doing, okay? Simple. If all of your incomes, however they come in, real estate, because you sold a house, you're getting paid in dollars. You sold a car, you're getting paid in dollars. You go to work, you're getting paid in dollars. You own a business, you're getting paid in dollars. Your IRAs are paying you a dividend. The stocks are paying you dividends. All of this is dollars or pounds or yens or euro. It doesn't matter. You're in big trouble. You just don't know it yet. How can I say that? Well, don't take my word for anything. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but numbers don't lie. People do. People over exaggerate. Numbers don't do that. Check this out. If you got $100,000, like I just said, however, your job, dividend, sold a prop, doesn't matter. All of them equal. The bottom denominator is the dollar or a fiat currency. Check this out. 1 year, they say 3%. Go to the grocery store. It's higher than that. But we'll just go with what's on the screen. Your $100,000 1 year later can only buy, which is the important part, 97,000 worth. 5 years later, only 86,000 worth. The dollars never went up. No currency goes up. I don't care if they're comparing it one to the other. That's not even a real thing. They all go lower. When your dividend, when your stock account, or when you go to retire and you look at your account, and let's say it says $500,000. Well, $500,000 of something that's absolutely going lower and lower every single year is not a good number. It should be a lot higher because the cost of living at that point may be $750,000. So how good is that $500,000 now, 20, 30 years later, as it just keeps going lower and lower because they're saving up in it or stocking it for you? What about 10 years later? Huh? That's over a quarter of what it started at. It still says $100,000, but it can only do 74,000. This is not, in my opinion, a good way to have your future and leaving stuff for your children and all that a way of storing value. This is my personal opinion, and I'm not saying not to take all of your dollars or yens or euros and get rid of them. That's not what I'm saying either. I just said if these are all the ways you're being paid, all the different ways, that's a problem. We need to get to financial independence as soon as possible. This red line that keeps going up, everybody's life, that keeps getting higher, cost of living getting higher, higher, higher. Yeah, you're going to want to have some passive income, like what we're going to share here today, in my opinion, to catch up and then surpass that and keep going so you can live a great life. Remember, these are my opinions. Every 50 years or so, the world changes. Here's a little chart to show some of that. The last 300 years. Look at the Industrial Revolution, steam engine and railroads, steel and electricity, oil and auto production, telecom, decentralization. We're here now. This is like every 50, 60 years or so in a time frame that keeps happening. So what do you think is going to keep happening? It changes constantly. It doesn't stop. Mr. Michael Saylor, just 11 years ago, talking out the side of his neck, saying all kind of crazy stuff like, oh, Bitcoin days are numbered. Look at the date. That was December 2013. Fast forward to what's the date here? November 2025. 4 years ago, look what he did. He went and did some actual research instead of talking out the side of his neck and realized he made a big mistake. So he started putting Bitcoin in his company, MicroStrategy's balance sheets. Back here in 2020, after talking foolishness, look what's happened to his company. If I remember him saying, I believe it was worth just under $1 billion in 2020. Now it's almost 100 million. I mean, 100 billion 4 years later. Not because of his sales, because he added the number one, in my opinion, financial instrument ever created by man to their balance sheet. Any company that adds Bitcoin, in my opinion, to their balance sheet is in for a tremendous rise. Any person that has it, in for a tremendous rise, period. Just my opinion. Who else? Let's see. Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock. If I understand, they're the largest asset management company on the planet, or in the top 5. They up there. Well, he said he made a mistake. I wonder what mistake was. Oh, they now have Bitcoin because they didn't think Bitcoin's a good idea either. But yet they have now the largest Bitcoin ETF that hit 50 billion in assets in record time. It's the most successful ETF launch ever. Go Google ETFs and see what all the ETFs are and know that Bitcoin in a year and change, they just started the ETF the end of last year or the beginning of 2024, early or the end of 2023. Look what this. Look what it's already done. It's passed up the best launch ever. 3 times ever. Trump makes campaign stop. This is when he was running for office the second time at the New York City Bitcoin bar. This is a picture of the now president of the United States when he bought and used Bitcoin at a bar. History was made September 18th of 2024. That's when that happened. Since being in office, Forbes, not Wendell, not Uncle Walter, Forbes reports Trump confirms Bitcoin reserve plans. They're going to put Bitcoin in America's balance sheets, y'all. 15 trillion price boom predicted. Top assets in all of the world, all of them, precious metals, cryptocurrencies, ETFs, publicly traded companies, on and on, blah, blah, blah. Name them. Let's see who's in the top 10. Well, here's in the top 5. Number 1, gold, real money. Been here before, man. Will never fail, my opinion. Others have other opinions. And then followed by a few companies we all know. Okay. Oh, well, what do we have here? More money, number 7. Been here before, man. Always will be here, in my opinion. Will always work. Always has. Believe it always will. But look at the bottom of the list. And then there's a couple more companies. But what's number 10 say? Is that Tesla? Nope, pass that up. Is that Walmart? Oh, nope, pass that up. Is that ExxonMobil? Nope, pass that up. Name the companies you think that should be up here and see that in 15 years, Bitcoin's already passed them all up. Oh, I'm sorry. That was 3 months ago in November last year. Let's see if anything changed 1 month later, still last year. Ooh, November of last year. 1 month later, Bitcoin went from 10th to 7th. Uh-oh, that means it took out a few. Even real money. This is where I start saying, okay, wait, it's passing up real money. It's going to be number 1. It's just numbers. Like, we'll put some background to that here in a second. Number 7, 15 years old, a teenager, stormed past all them ancient ways that we all know, way back yonder, smoked them in just years. And the rest of this list, I'd give it 10, 15 years probably, maybe 20. It doesn't matter because our family has Bitcoin in it. It made sense to us. Most of these companies will be just, it'll pass, what's this, NVIDIA, number 2 right now. It's going to pass all of these. All it needs is about 184,000 per Bitcoin. 184,000 per Bitcoin. And it passes all number 2 through 6. Now to catch gold, it needs 800,000. I believe Bitcoin will be millions per coin. Just my opinion. So there's the dollar. Let's see again. Oh, that's right. It's not on the top 10 list. There's the dollar. Why? Look at what it does. It just loses buying power, like literally daily. No. Watch this. There's Bitcoin. Let's do that again. Dollar going down, guaranteed. Bitcoin going higher. I don't make guarantees, but look at the charts. Look at the numbers. The halving every 4 years, it's going higher. To further illustrate this, because we've heard about supply and demand. That's the real thing you want when it comes to financial wealth. So the orange line is the supply of Bitcoin, which every 4 years, it's reduced. How much they produce. Every 4 years, look at the gap getting wider every 4 years when they reduce how much they're producing versus more people, companies, institutions now, all that starting to get involved. And look at the gap that's opening up. Supply is getting lower and demand is getting higher. Why would you not put this in your financial portfolio? I don't know. That's a choice you may or may not decide to make after this. This is the slide I wanted to get to. Look at the date. This was yesterday, literally about 24 hours ago. Not Wendell and Uncle Walter. Forbes. I know a lot of people look up to Forbes and think Forbes. So look up to them now. Forbes reports U.S. battles to maintain leadership in reserve currency race. Yeah, let that meditate for a minute. Let it sit there. Copy that. Take a picture. Go read it. Go ahead, Uncle Walter. Read that. Go pull that article up and read it. I dare you.
Without reading the article, I believe what it means is that other countries, not just the United States, are buying as much Bitcoin as they possibly can. Because
And there's articles about that as well, all over the internet. They are buying like crazy. Just look at that. Let it sit in your psyche. If you're here as a guest wondering, should I get Bitcoin? You should already have figured that out, in my opinion, based on what you saw so far. But let's keep going. So the dollar, again, they're battling to keep their reserve with their dollar, with their currency, not money, currency. Okay. Compared to the new currency, the best one ever created, Bitcoin, by far, nothing even close to it. Let's just compare that. They're talking about being in trouble with theirs. Well, look at Bitcoin in 2010, 1.5 million market cap. 2020, 10 years later, half a trillion, huh? You went from 1.5 million market cap to half a trillion. That's 500 billion in just 10 years. Look at the rest of the things on the list. They're still growing too. But watch this. Let's go to the next section. 2020 to 2030. Say what? 21 trillion. That says 21 trillion. It says gold could be around 20 trillion by now. It might be the same as the #1 financial asset ever created. I mean, no, not ever created. Gold's already here. It won't created by man, but it could literally be on par with that in just 10 years from 2030. Y'all know it's 2025, right? That's 5 years from now. Potentially. They ain't got no potential numbers like this for the dollar. They showing you the dollar going down. Okay, let's go 10 more years after that. Children's children and all that kind of stuff. 28 trillion, 289 trillion. Yeah, these are better numbers than what the dollar is doing. That's going down guaranteed. These aren't guarantees, but we can look back where Bitcoin started and look at where it's headed and see if we believe this as well. It's not a guarantee. And from 2040 to 2050, yeah, we done left the trillions. That's 1.798 quadrillion. Some people don't know that's a number after trillion. So where would you want to have, what would you want to have in your portfolio financially? Only dollars, pounds, yens, and euros? Or do you think a little Bitcoin or a lot of Bitcoin in that portfolio can help it? That's a choice you have to make. So I'm going to hand off to our fearless leader, Uncle Walter, and he's going to show you the company that we've decided to use to get the device that they created to absolutely explode. Just my opinion, not financial advice.
I want to talk about Bitcoin and explain 3 ways that we get Bitcoin. And I've locked the door right now, so anybody late at this point is actually late. Okay. So we talked about the currency going down, and we're losing currency. I've got an analogy, I did with my friend. I'm just, before I talk about Bitcoin, I gave him a jar of here. Let me put my camera back on. You can see my hands. But I get a jar. I mean, let's pretend that you've got you get paid $100 a year, and I counted out 100 beans. Okay, and I give him the jar, and I took out 5, and I gave him the jar. Here's your $100. And I took out 5. Here's your $100 for this year, and I took out 5. Here's your $100 for this year, and he's like, hey, wait a minute. So you're telling me it's $100, but you're taking out 5 every year? Yes, that's exactly what I mean. That I'm giving you what you call $100, but 5 beans are getting taken out of it. And so this means your ability to purchase goes down. Okay. So there's 3 ways to acquire Bitcoin. One is to mine it, and I will talk more about that right now. The second is to buy it, and the third is to earn it through goods and services. So you do your goods and services, and you get paid in Bitcoin. Okay. So these are the 3 best ways to acquire Bitcoin, and it is important to do all 3 because you do want to buy a little bit every day and convert your worthless currency that is going down in value to something that is going up in value. But let's talk about Bitcoin itself, how Bitcoin is mined, and that way I can explain more about how we're involved with mining. Okay, so just briefly. This is a mining machine. It's just a computer that does mathematical computations. Okay. And what that means is these computers are connected to the blockchain, connected to the network. And what they do is they see movement on the network. Okay. And what this is a graphical interface of the movement on the network. And so every one of these blocks falling down is bits of Bitcoin being moved from place A to place B. Now we talked in the little blurb from Michael Saylor. What makes Bitcoin powerful is that you can move any amount anywhere in the world. Okay, there's no restrictions. You can't move any piece of land to anywhere in the world. You can't move any apartment building to anywhere in the world. And if you in many places in the world, you know, stuff goes on, and if you walk away, you've lost that asset. Whereas Bitcoin, you don't lose the asset because it's controlled by you. It's a piece of intellectual property, and it sits in your wallet. You can carry as much of it as you have. So in this example, this block right here, somebody moved $25 million worth of Bitcoin from here to there. It doesn't matter the amount that you move, doesn't matter, okay? This little teeny weeny dot right here was $27 worth of Bitcoin, okay? So the blockchain is a log that just simply gets added to, okay? And anybody can look on the log and see the information. And what the mining machine does is it detects that movement on the network, and then what it does is it goes through mathematical computation, and the first computer that posts to the blockchain then receives the reward. In this example, the guy received 2,000 sats. Okay, so the first computer that resolves the question, resolves the answer, gets the answer, they are the ones that receive the commission. Okay, by them resolving the answer, that energy that they use to do the mathematical computation gets logged here in this block. And so that's their contribution. And the block is then released every 10 minutes into the VPN pool. Okay. And so the amount of energy that they used then determines how much Bitcoin they get back out. And so they receive the commission and they receive fresh new Bitcoin at the same time. Okay. And this is released into the blockchain every 10 minutes. And that's how mining is done. And so we are speeding up the mining process. And I'll explain why. Remember, we talked about only the first computer that resolves the question receives the commission. Every computer that is trying to resolve the question themselves and are second, third, fourth, fifth, those come up on the blockchain as confirmations, but they're not paid the commission. Okay. They contributed to the process, but they don't receive any commission from it, and they don't receive any Bitcoin from it. And so it's undesirable to be second place because only the first place makes the money. And this is where we come in. Okay. This is a booster, and it's a one-time purchase. You can buy it once. One booster costs $1,000, and it generates between $3 to $10 a day worth of Bitcoin. If you had a mining operation, like a mining rig, it would cost you $10,000 and it would generate about $5 a day. Now you go, well, why would a mining rig, why wouldn't they just buy the boosters? That's a really good question. The reason why is because they already had the output of money to contribute to the process. Here's how the process works. So the booster itself connects to the network, and it detects the movement on the blockchain. Okay, it detects the movement. And what it does is it then goes, okay, job number one, you do that job, and hands off the jobs to the mining operation, to each miner. And so it has, let's say, an example, 10 miners working for it, and they simply do the jobs that are being fed to it. You do these jobs, you do those jobs, you do these jobs. And the brains of the operation become the booster. And it, as a result, is working more efficiently because it's only giving jobs that are valid jobs, and it tosses out those ones that don't need to get done because we don't want to come in second place. We want to come in first place. Okay. And this is part of the reason how it's more efficient. And when we earn the Bitcoin in the end, what happens is the mining operation, they make the same amount of Bitcoin that they normally were making. And the amount of Bitcoin that we contribute to that is on top of that, in addition to, and we share that back out with them. Okay. So 60% of what the Bitcoins that are earned are shared back to the whole mining operation process, including the miners, including us with boosters. 35% go back to the marketing process, and 5% go back to the company, the parent company, BitHarvest. Now, it's important that the company makes money too, because they need to keep the lights on. They need to pay their accounting staff. They need to pay their IT staff. They need to pay, lots of different, and they take care of the electricity costs, and we don't have to worry about that. So this process means that we buy the booster and it produces Bitcoin, and off we go. In this example, we made 10 Bitcoins by the 3rd of April. We made 50 Bitcoins by the 23rd of May, and we made 100 Bitcoins by the 26th of June. Okay. So in this example, 60 of them went back to the mining operation. 35 of them went back to the marketing operation, and 5 of them went to the company, went to the business. Okay. So if we have this is a synergistic relationship. There's actually 3 mining farms that exist that we have a contract with. Now, the mining farms are all certified. They're all registered with their respective governments. There's one in Texas mining farms. There's another one in Ethiopia, and there's another one in Cambodia. And they all have licenses with their respective governments. And we also have a license ourselves. Okay. So this is important information to pay attention to. And yeah, I had to go look this up because I didn't know about it before. I don't know anybody that was born knowing how to be a neurosurgeon. Okay. Learning is part of the process of life. So MSB stands for Money Services Business. This is an important license to have. Any company that deals with money on the internet that wants to be legal in the United States has to have this license. We have this license. It is issued by Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, Department of Treasury. And so they issued the license. And this is the watchdog, basically the police of industry, money services business. Okay. And so what they are in charge of, wanting to make sure that doesn't happen, is they want to make sure that money crimes don't happen. Okay. And so they're the watchdog. And so one of the things that they look out for is Ponzi schemes or money laundering. Okay. Because they don't want money coming in and then somebody else pulling it out. Like it's called money laundering, and that's a Ponzi scheme. Okay. So they don't want any of that. And so to get the license itself, we had to give an accounting process and be able to demonstrate that the money comes from and going to. And this way we are able to acquire a license. And so they're the police of this. And so they issued us this license, which is super great. You can just simply blip on that little QR code, and it'll take you to the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. It's called FinCEN for short. Their website. Our license number is right here, 31000-270-260-594. Okay. So this is really, really cool because our company wants to be legal wherever we do business. Okay. And so this is part of the process of them being legal, is they got this license way back in April. Okay. And so this is important. Next, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the company. Okay. So here is the company itself. We are located in Kuala Lumpur. Like I said, they need to keep the lights on. Oh, cool thing. Like this booster is housed at the server in Kuala Lumpur. There's 3 server rooms, 2 warehouses and 1 server room. This is the server room. In the server room, that's where the USB device is held. So you can acquire as many as you want, because I don't have to worry about electricity. I don't have to worry about internet. I don't have to worry about all of those things. I don't have to worry about number of ports, USB ports. That's all taken care of by the company. That's why they get 5% of the cost, because they've got to have their fees to deal with, their costs. In this server room, there are about 1,000 boosters. Okay, each one of these little racks here has about 20 boosters in it. Okay, and people can go to the office anytime you want. It's an open door policy. They're open from Monday to Saturday. Feel free to go on by, Google their address. Feel free to go on by and have a look. Okay, people come by all the time. And this is actually how my friend got involved with the company. He was in a hotel just down the road, and friend comes over and goes, "Hey, you gotta come with us. Come check this out." He goes, "Okay, yeah, I'll come check it out." Okay, so he He's literally in Kuala Lumpur having lunch, and these guys come talk to him, and he goes over and has lunch with them, and they do a tour and walk him into the server room. Okay, so this is the server room here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you quickly just some little stuff on this picture here, because they're going to do lots of talking. I don't need to hear what they have to say. Rack of 20 boosters in there. Okay, and the boosters themselves are connected to, like I said, the blockchain, and we can see on the video this screen here that we're about to zoom into coin that needs to be moved and resolved, and the questions. And so these are the boosters that they are interfacing with this. Okay, so what she's going to do is the boosters also interface with our application in real time. So what we're going to do is here, line number 17 right there at the top, it shows that it's active because it is active. Okay, so what she's going to do is she's going to reach up and then pull it out. I'm just going to fast forward while she does that because she does it really slow. And we're going to look on his device, and it shows now inactive right there. Okay, and so that's how fast it interacts with our app. And if he had shown you on the screen, it would have shown an entry for that booster being taken offline, because on here it would have shown that as well. Okay, so now what we're going to do is he's got inactive, and right there is now his IMEI for that booster that's in her hand right here, this booster. Now the IMEI is important because every single device has its own identifier. It's called a MAC address, or IMEI. Okay, and so that IMEI lets the network, the internal network and the external network, know that device is connected to the network. And so now she's going to put it back in, and then we will look back on his device after she puts it in, and it will come up live right there, and then live right here as well. Okay, so that's how fast it interfaces with the network, because like it's doing a job, and so they need to, and that's why that log would have come up and said, oh, deactivated, because it would have detected that it wasn't no longer providing services. Okay, so this business is really cool. Okay, here's another thing that's really important, is like I talked about just a second ago, the Bitcoin that we withdraw, it's coming from the mining pool. The only way you can get money out of the mining pool is by being connected to the mining operation that put it there. Okay, and so every day your money arrives in your box, and you receive it as Bitcoin, and you are free to withdraw as much as you want, all of it if you want to. And the minimum withdrawal is 0.001 Bitcoins, or $10 worth of USDT. Okay, so I'm just going to put on her sound here. What she's going to do is,
in the wallet page, proceed by
here about how to make a withdrawal, which we'll go over. Okay, because it's important to be able to make withdrawals. That's the whole reason why we're here, right? Okay, so I'm going to fast forward just a little bit until it gets to the blockchain. This here, you guys can look up this information on Web3, okay? And you can explore the blockchain yourself.
surfoaklink.com. Paste your BTC wallet address. Click on the TX ID, which is transaction ID. Verify the date. It was received on March 14th, 2024 at 17 hours, 27 minutes, and 55 seconds. Note the block height as 834644. Then, scroll down to see that our address, BC1P30, received 0.001 BTC. Next, click on the sender address, 3MPFY, which is the BitHarvest cold wallet. Scroll down again to identify the source of the BTC input. Click on the sender address, BC1QKG, which is also a BitHarvest cold wallet, having sent 0.499 BTC. Continue scrolling down, then click on the sender address, BC1Q4LM, which sent 0.5 BTC. This is identified as the mining pool wallet. By scrolling further, you can verify the input is from BTC, the mining pool company. That's it. You have learned how to successfully verify that your BTC income is the output from BTC, the mining pool company.
So BTC is where the money is being deposited, and BTC is where the money's coming out of. And like I said, the blockchain is simply a log that shows you every single transaction that has occurred, and you can go back and read that log. And that's exactly what she was showing you how to do, is you can go back and read the log, and see, oh, this is where the money came from. And that is why this business is really cool. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit more about the business, and I'm going to turn it back over to Wendell so that he can do that.
All right, so back to the business at hand. So let's compare. Again, you just heard the company, why Bitcoin, all that's happening. So let's take a look now at the device itself. Let's compare it to the stuff we know, the stuff that we've been told, the ways to create financial wealth, it's the best ways and all that. So I only picked a few of them. It doesn't matter what you compare this to, the results are the same. Like nothing on the planet. Let me see if I can help because people are like, well, that's just real estate or that's just businesses or that's just retirement. Okay, I picked some of the bigger ones. Pick anything you want and let's see, do you know anything that has gone up, let's say, just 1,000,000% since its creation? I don't mean in the last 15 years, I mean since it's been created. Okay, you might say, yeah, I know a couple of companies that went up 1,000,000% since their creation. So let's end all that conversation because I know there's none. No business, no stock, no nothing has gone up 100,000,000%. So it doesn't matter what you're going to compare this device to. Again, we're not giving financial advice. We're going to let the numbers speak for themselves. But I'm giving you an outline to say, hey, this bit booster thing may be a great idea because of the facts and the numbers and the truth about it, as opposed to what I think, what some knucklehead on that likes to get pay per click because he puts the right words in and people say they're doing due diligence. They go click the button. It's a lie. It's not true. He just made a bunch off of you. And then you start telling everybody else that, hey, I've heard that's not true. And this is wrong. And this is right. And the government's doing it. There's a better way to do this stuff. Compare the numbers, the company. That's a better way, in my opinion. So let's do real estate. But like I was saying, just to end the whole conversation about comparing if Bitcoin is a good idea and what you do financially or not, just my opinion, it is. It's up 9 trillion%. Yeah, conversation's over. It's not if this is a good idea. It's if you think it's a good idea for you. It's a great idea. Nothing on the planet's up 9 trillion%. Nothing. Nowhere. Not even close. It's only 15 years old. And in my opinion, it's going a lot higher than 90,000, 100,000. So what the percentage is at hundreds of thousands and millions, I'm not going to calculate those. I'll probably give myself a brain tumor or something to do that. So I'm not going to do that. So let's get to this presentation. Real estate versus the BitHarvest with the Bit boosters. Walter, you going to help me out with this or are you putting in people?
Yeah, I guess I'll help you.
Okay, so check this out. I'm gonna go the rough side. I'm gonna go old school real estate. Walter, what are you doing with your funds?
I am putting my funds into buying boosters.
Okay, so we got the old seed versus the new seed to gain and grow our finances. I'm gonna get one property for 100,000. What you doing with your 100,000?
I am just buying 100 boosters.
Okay, so that's where this is where the comparison pretty much ends. Watch what happens after this. I immediately are going to go, that's right, to work. More finances, got to put more in to fix it up, got to put more in to advertise it, got to wait weeks, months, and years to hopefully get a sale or a tenant. I finally land a tenant. I got to manage. Do you notice that Walter ain't doing nothing? Well, Walter, what are you doing while I'm over here doing all the extra and the extra funds and the time and sweat equity and loans and managing people? What are you doing?
Well, I am doing something. I'm actually taking a portion of my Bitcoin that I'm earning, and I'm buying a few more machines. And so now I have got 110 machines as an example, but I simply am making passive income, $400 a day approximately.
So wait a minute. Okay, so after all this stuff I've been over here doing for months, weeks, years, potentially, are you trying to tell us that now you said you're putting some of yours back in to grow it, to get more, to make even more. You're not putting in more finances, you're just using what's coming in and making it grow. But if you didn't even do that, are you trying to tell us about 48 hours after you paid for your boosters, about 48 hours later, are you trying to tell us daily you are receiving an estimated $400, not in dollars, in Bitcoin? Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah. About 2 days later, once I bought the booster, it powers up. And then the third day, I received the income. And yeah, it's estimated. It puts about $400 a day on 100 boosters. It's a nice income.
That's banana. But wait a minute, I'm over here working though. Why you ain't work? How come you get to chill and I'm over here doing the old school? Oh, that's why. 'Cause I'm trying to do it the old way in a new world. Oh, that might be the problem. Not saying not to get real estate, not to do this, but well, let's see what happens in the rest of this comparison. Maybe you can get real estate later, possibly. Not financial advice. Let's see. Okay, so here we go. I'm back to the monthly. I finally got some monthly income. I got the property sold, maybe months in. Let's say that. Let's be fair. Maybe it took months or weeks, but now I've got some of my finances coming in. Monthly income. Now again, I'm not in real estate, but I do know people who do real estate on $100,000 property. Could be 500 a month, 300 a month, 700 a month. I mean, it's a different number. But I'm estimating 500. Just, it could be higher, it could be lower. Walter, what's your estimation over there doing nothing?
Well, my monthly estimated on 100 boosters is $12,000 a month estimation.
Okay, I'm going to say that's a little bit more than my estimate on the same amount of dollars going to work. Okay, well, maybe my yearly is going to just get really big, and now, well, no, estimated 600,000, maybe 7, maybe 8, maybe 4. What's your estimation for the year in Bitcoin, not dollars?
That's right, it's Bitcoin. My yearly estimated is about 144,000 off of 100 boosters. And
Now,
it's a one-time cost.
go ahead. Go ahead.
It's a one-time cost. I'm not paying any of that monthly stuff, any of that you're doing, man. Like, I'm done with that. I'm doing the new thing.
Wow. So had this been, let's say, I don't know, 4 months ago when Bitcoin was like 50,000, 55, 60,000. So you got paid in Bitcoin and now it's at 90,000. So are these numbers estimated have gone down or have they gone up considerably over that time span?
Gone up.
Gone up. Well, I can tell you this, the dollar didn't go up. It actually went down. So over that time, the numbers I'm seeing ain't even going to be my buying power. Okay, let's move on. Now, wait, before we move to the next click, you must have went and told everybody you ever met in your life. You're promoting all over social media. You're buying ad space. You're wearing T-shirts. You're wrapping your car. You're doing our business card. You're doing everything. I know you out here working your butt off to make that kind of income. There's no way you did that without going out and trying to win the whole world.
Nope. I'm talking to nobody. I'm just a shy IT guy. I'm just having my money work for me.
Wow. So, but what happens if you do decide you want to share this?
Oh, that's like completely gravy on top of the potatoes, man. I love the gravy.
So it's optional to share it. You don't have to get paid.
Yeah.
But if you do share it and others say, hey, I want some of those, and they start getting paid on them, you're making more.
Yep.
Okay. Next comparison. Opening a business. Most people will tell you, I own a business, Walter owns a business. Go ask somebody who owns a business if you don't. You're not even thinking about a return for the first easily year to 3 years. That's not even a thought in your head. You know you about to go in and you about to do work and you about to be normally down, not up. That's the mindset, but you're perceiving down the road to make this thing work. So let's open a business old school. Because again, like the picture you just saw at the real estate, look how much the Bit Booster would have made in a year. There's enough to go buy a house and still do real estate. Just another option, just thinking. All right, open a business, old seed, new seed. That's me. I'm planning. I got all this stuff in my head. I got to go get a loan. Hope to get that. Hopefully they give me what I want. Then I might need more because I got operating costs I forgot about. Got to go back and get a loan potentially. Walter, what are you doing with your? This time I'm only going to use about 50K open business. Walter, what you doing with your 50K?
With my 50K, I'm buying 50 boosters. One-time fee.
And that's it. I'm already tired of this slide. Okay. All right, here we go. I got monthly costs. What are you doing?
I'm making estimated passive income about $200 a day.
In Bitcoin.
In Bitcoin.
I'm over here still getting paid. I done changed now. I went from real estate. Now I'm opening up a coffee shop or a gas station or something. Office building. Notice I'm still being paid in dollars though, which is going which way again? Down. Buying power. guaranteed, weaker. I'm still getting paid in dollars, but I ain't even getting paid yet. Look, monthly cost out the door. I got to go get more capital. Next thing I'm doing, look at there. My business took off. I have a monthly income of 2,000, which 1,000 goes out for cost. The other 1,000 is income, estimated amount. I'm making about $1,000 a month. Watch out now. Walter, what you doing a month?
My estimation is about $6,000 a month. And again, I'm doing nothing. I've already done the work by putting my money to work.
And you're being paid in what again?
$6,000, about $6,000 a month.
In what?
In Bitcoin.
Oh yeah. Do y'all see the difference here? Bitcoin's going up, the dollar's not going up, never has, never will, only goes down. Bitcoin holds value by going up. It could stay the same. It can actually go down. It does dip. But go back and check it months and years later and see which way it went. The dollar ain't never went that way. I mean, it's just observations we're making. Okay. Yearly income. Surely you're not going to make more than me because I have a business, a solid, what the world considers a great idea. It's solid. I'm making about 12 grand a year. First year, can't nobody tell me nothing. What you doing a year?
I don't have your headaches. I don't have those employee drama. I'm simply making yearly estimated about $72,000 a year.
Okay, I retract my statement. You're doing better than me. I'm incorrect on that. Thought I was running the world because I made about 12,000 a year the first year, where most people take a loss. I was profitable, and then you just messed me all up. So I take that back. But I can also, or you could go back later and open a business because of what the proceeds from the estimated amount paid in Bitcoin turns out to be in a year. That's enough to cover that, and you still have leftover. And wait a minute, after that year, are those machines still working, or do they all stop and you have to start over, or is that going to keep going?
Once they turn on, they just pump out Bitcoin every day.
Jeez. So that means next year, those machines are going to still kick out Bitcoin every day.
Every day.
Holy cow. And if you share this again, which is optional, what happens?
That's now gravy on my cake, on my icing on my cake with a cherry on top.
That's a big difference. Okay, let's be fair. Let's pick on retirement. People got retirement IRAs and stocks and bonds and all paying in the dollar, which again is going which way? Not up
down,
when it comes to buying power. Only goes in one direction. That's what we're being paid in for those who want to do that retirement. Well, we already know, Walter, again, this company just started in March. So this is a hypothetical. But over time, this company, let's see what the difference would be compared to the old we're retiring. New seed versus the old. I got 10K a year that I'm depositing into whatever retirement vehicle you want to name to get paid in dollars, which are going down. Not saying not to have retirement vehicles, just saying having them as your source, as your main source of what is not, in my opinion, a good idea. So I'm estimating I would love to get 10% returns on my 10K a year. Walter, what you doing your 10K a year?
Well, it's about increase at 80%. I get about $10,000 estimated.
So you're going to take your 10,000 and get boosters every year at an estimated 80% versus my 10K giving me an estimated 10%. Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, the estimation.
All right, so I'm going to break this down on a monthly basis. Let's say per month, if we were to do that monthly, the coming back part, $83 and change a month coming back in income. What's your income looking like estimated?
It's on 10 boosters, it's about $667 estimation monthly.
In Bitcoin.
In Bitcoin.
Jeez, this is just not fair. This isn't fair. Not saying not to do these other things, but man, these old seeds are being, it's not all that glamorous anymore. The world has shifted. Okay, yearly income estimated at 1,000. That's that 10%. Everybody thinks it's such a great number. 10% estimated 1,000 a year returns. What or coming back. What's yours looking like?
About $8,000 estimation
I'm getting paid in dollars and you getting paid in what again?
in Bitcoin.
Good night. Well, here it is. Let's say 10 years later. It's 2000. What's this? 25? It's 2035. I finally got estimated all that I put in back. 10K. Boom. I feel on top of the world. What did you do over those 10 years? Rough estimate.
About $80,000.
Now, I'm being paid in dollars. You're being paid in Bitcoin. So potentially in 10 years from now, I don't think Bitcoin's gonna be 90 something or even 100,000 10 years from now. I'm thinking it's more than like $250,000 to $1 million per coin. Yeah, that estimate goes way up at that point. That's not even fair. But what happens again if you do decide you want to share this, since it is optional? You don't have to tell anybody. You do this on your own.
Very optional, but I simply make more money. It's beautiful.
That sounds to me like a winner. All right. One more slide. Well, yeah, I think it's one, maybe two. This is one of our favorite slides. Me and Walter like this. Look at it this way. To show how powerful what Bitcoin is, what if it was around 50 years ago? Well, now the years changed, 51 years ago. Put a Corvette there, put a house there, put a building, put a business, put anything you want here. Food, whatever you can think of, put it in these spots. A car, a Corvette, base model convertible in 1974 versus now. Back then, listen to how weak and terrible the dollar is. Because back then, $6,000 or so estimated would get you a Corvette. Gold, real money, number one asset in the world. You know that thing? Yeah. That would have took about 34 ounces of gold. Silver, other real money, would have took about 1,200 ounces of silver to get that car. All you do is turn them back to dollars, go get the car. No Bitcoin in 1974, but if it was, it would it would have cost, you would have to have 6.6 plus million Bitcoin to get the same car that you see the other tools on the screen. Now, here's where this should make this, if everything we said today has not made this crystal clear, why Bitcoin is a good idea, rather you think it is or not, doesn't matter. Check this out. And again, put food, put whatever, paint whatever picture you want. To buy this, the same vehicle, not even a convertible, mind you, base model, about $70,000. Did the dollar go up or down? Clearly, the dollar went down. It takes 11 times plus to do the same thing for the dollar. That's how weak the buying power of the dollar is. Check out gold, real money. It actually took less. Look at it. 34, only 25 ounces. That's what we want. You want where what you have as time goes on, you can use less of it and do more. You're looking at an example right here, side by side. The dollar will never do that. Silver, again, it wasn't even a double. It held its value. It only takes another 800 or so to the 1200 to be able to buy the same car 50 years later. That's holding the value. But this next button I'm about to press, if Bitcoin's around, man, Walter, your favorite one. I need to change that actually, because now it's like point something. It's not even a whole Bitcoin.
Yeah. It's one Bitcoin. The technology hasn't improved that much on the vehicle for it to go down, that much.
Right. We can't even use that excuse because look at the other methods. So you can't even say, well, the car has evolved so much that you have to pay more dollars. So why don't you have to pay more gold? So why is the silver just a little bit more? Not even a 2x. Why did it take 11 plus X's? Because the dollar's not money. It's just currency. You're supposed to use it. That's literally the bottom line. It's not money. Never has been, never will be. It's a receipt for money. But watch this. Look at the number on Bitcoin. If it was around 6.6 million Bitcoins, would have been about $6,000. And today it went up so much, it takes less than one. I'm going to change this before the next time you show this slide. It's like point something. It's not even a one Bitcoin. One Bitcoin is 90 some thousand. That's only about 70. I hope that, go ahead. It sounds like you about to say something, Walter.
No, I just agreeing with you, man. I'm like, holy crap, Bitcoin is the best thing ever. And, I hope you guys are understanding this.
And this is our opinion, not financial advice, any of what you've seen. All right. Getting paid in Bitcoin every day. That's an option if you think this is a good idea. That's your choice. $100 in USDT plus some fees. There's always fees in crypto and regular currency and everything else. So it's not a big deal. Okay. $100, a little bit extra for fees. You can get a shared booster, a part of one of the machines. It's going to make you about 30 to 50 cents a day in Bitcoin. That's an estimated amount, somewhere in that range. Yep. If you want half a booster, that's 500 plus fees, about $1.50 to $2.50 a day in Bitcoin, not dollars. Think about it. Everybody who's had Bitcoin since April, May, June, August, all those when Bitcoin was lower, they're all cheesing right now because these numbers are higher. Oh boy. One machine makes about $3 to $5 a day in Bitcoin. 10 machines makes about $30 to $50 a day in Bitcoin. 50 machines, $150 to $250 a day in Bitcoin. These are all estimates, all estimated numbers. 100 boosters, $300 to $500 a day in Bitcoin. 1,000 machines, a cool million plus fees will make you somewhere around $3,000 to $5,000 estimated per day, and not the dollar, pounds, yens, or euro, not fiat, in Bitcoin. Maybe you want to give yourself a pay raise. Wouldn't that be nice? When we have jobs, those that still have a job, you have to go to the boss, or they have yearly raises or half year or quarter. You have to wait. The paperwork has to be done. Somebody has to sign off. Someone has to say yes and approve it. Hopefully you get the amount you want, on and on and on. Or, you can do that too. You can also decide, you know what? I want a $4 a day pay raise in Bitcoin. Get another booster. And you're going to get an estimated $4 a day, 3, 4, 5, somewhere in that range. That's what I've seen. I've been here since August. That's where mine is ranged. So these are estimates that I went off of my own information. Maybe you want $100 a day estimated pay raise, not in dollars, in Bitcoin. That's 25 machines. Maybe you got bigger aspirations. You want like $400, $500, $300, somewhere in that range. Well, that's another 100 machines. You can figure out how to do that and then go for it. 3 things you got to remember as far as this company and this product that they have. You have 3 options. You can A, decide you want to withdraw all of everything that's being produced by the machines. And if you're sharing this with others, you don't have to. Again, it's optional. Your commissions, both, whatever. You can take all that out as it's available. Just take it out. Option 2, you can take some of it out, put some of it back in so it can compound and make more and more and more. That's another option. The third option, my personal favorite, you can turn around and say, hey, for a period of time, whatever that number is for you, I don't know, weeks, months, a year or 2 years, whatever, I'm going to put back everything that comes in from the machines in Bitcoin, from commissions if I'm sharing it. If you're not, then from the machine, whatever. I'm going to roll all that over and let it keep compounded to whatever amount per day or whatever. And then I'm going to start taking some out and putting some back in. That's another option. That's the option I chose. And with a tear in my eye, today is the day. Because I love compound. I do. I like things growing. I understand how wealth works. You want stuff to grow automatically without you. So with a tear in my eye, today is the day some of what we have been doing since August, everything we make go back in. That's why we're able to take 20 machines and now they're 50. I lost count. It's 50 something machines now that we have produced from 20, from August to December. Now we're going to take a little of that out every day and send it off the platform to our crypto wallet. That's what we're doing. So I'm not that happy about it, but that's what we're doing. So we can actually recoup what we put in and all that other stuff that goes along with that. Then we'll probably assess every month, every 2 months, something like that, maybe quarterly, and see where we are and maybe take a little bit more out or a little less, kind of make adjustments that way. That's my plan. That's what we've done. And you can figure out if this works for you or not. With that being said, Uncle Walter, Minister of Fun, I'm done.
Way to go. You said that there are 3 options, and I agree that there are technically 3 options, but at no point would I personally ever use one of the options. I would never ever choose to take it all out, because it doesn't matter how big it grows. Like, my opinion is that I want my machines. The 3 options you said was compound all of it, compound a percentage, whatever that is, and withdraw all of it. At no point in time would I ever withdraw all of it. And the reason why is because I'm creating an engine, and I want that engine to keep on producing. And I want that engine to keep on producing and expanding. And so as a result of it expanding, that's why I would never, ever take out all of it, because I want it to produce a passive income for me and to keep growing. So we've talked about today, everything we've talked about today so far has been the passive, truly passive side of this business, okay? Because it truly is. Here are some things that are different between this business and any other business I've looked at. Number one, if you're dealing with a relationship marketing business, then what happens is you have attrition. So you put people in, and because they're not making money, they fall out the bottom. And you have to put more people in, and they fall out. More people in, and they fall out. Okay. And this is a frustrating process for any relationship marketing business. What makes this business so unique is this doesn't happen, because you buy your booster. On day 2, it activates. On day 3, it then pays you Bitcoin, and it pays you thereafter. And so the reason why this business is so unique is because you don't have attrition. On day 1, once the booster is producing money, it produces thereafter. Okay. So now let's talk about if you choose to talk to a friend, that's okay, because you're making money and people want to open their mouths and hey, I want to talk to people. And so this is a method is set up. And the reason why I want to talk about this today is because of the promotion that's on today for this month. And so I want to explain this so we can then understand how the promotion works. Okay. So you become a customer. Okay. And being a customer is great. 90% of the people in the business are customers. Of the other 10%, about 90% of those people are an average individual, just like you and me, where we talk to 2 or 3 people and we bring in 2 or 3 people because we really like it. We really love them, and we want them to have a good experience too. That's the average individual. And then there's the 1% that are like, woo! But what makes this business so cool is you actually become the 1% because there's no attrition. I'll explain. So to be a customer, you have to buy at least a share, okay? Or a booster, whatever number it is, you decide what it is for you that works for you, and off you go. You don't get any direct sales. You don't have to have any direct sales. You don't have to have any group sales, but you get 4% referral income on anything that you choose to sell. So there's 3 types of people that are in this business. 1, customers. We're all customers. If you choose to talk to someone, you get a little bit of income as a result. And the 3rd type is if you choose to network to other people and start building a team. Okay, so those 3 types of people. So you get 4% referral, And your ranking income, you get 5% on that. So that means any booster that appears on your team anywhere, it starts to accumulate for you as well a little bit of income, which is really nice because that's true passive income as well. Okay. To become 1 star, you have to have 1 booster yourself. You need to have 15 boosters on your team. Now, if you just have 1 friend that decides to buy 15 boosters, that qualified you. If you have 1 friend that buys 1 booster, as an example, 3 friends that buy 3 boosters, and you've got their friends decide to buy another 11 boosters, 12 boosters, that also qualifies you because it appears anywhere on your team. It just accumulates. It's just a new number. And like I said, there's no attrition. And so someone activates, that counts. They activate a shared, it mathematically adds up. Okay. So the minimum you have to have is 15 boosters on your team, of which 3 are direct to you. And you make a referral income of 6%, ranking income of 10%, and same ranking is 10%. So that means same ranking means anybody that on your team that also becomes a 1-star. And so as you go up the ranks, it's just natural. Like as you go up the ranks, you work with your people and they become 1-star. And then you work with those people and your people become 2-star. And they work with their people and that moves you to 2-star.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's 2025. I'm so glad 2024 is over. There was good and bad in that year, but I'm looking forward to this year. And did not see those 2 promotions coming from corporate and the promotion coming from our esteemed upline. Like both of these promotions are nasty. I mean, just absolutely amazing what they're offering for us in the month of January. Corporates goes through February and ending the 1st of March. This is going to be a crazy couple of months, in my opinion.
So, by the way, there's lots and lots and lots of scammers out there. If you don't hear a promotion about it here on this Zoom call, it's not a real promotion. Unless you heard it from the person that you trust, which is the person that brought you into this company. Okay. If you heard it from that person and you know that person, you talk to them face to face, great. Their team is doing some sort of promotion. Here's the company promotion. The promotion is those people that reach a star rank between this month, 1st to the 31st, they get certain gifts. Okay. So the way it works is if you achieve 1-star rank during this month of January, if you achieve 1-star rank, you get certain gifts like a polo t-shirt, baseball cap, hoodie, jacket, and bag pack. Okay. If you achieve 2-star rank, you also get 100 USD in your register wallet. If you achieve 3-star rank, you also get 1 booster and 2,000 USD in the register wallet. If you achieve 4-star rank, you also get 2 boosters, 1 demo booster, which is like you can show to people, is really cool. 3,000 USD in the registry wallet. And to achieve 5-star rank, so just adding on to these things, you get 1 demo booster and 5,000 USDT in the register wallet. And for 6-star rank, you get 10,000 USDT. Okay, so all of the other stuff, polo t-shirt, baseball cap, hoodie, jacket, bag, all that stuff we get in addition to. Okay.
So if you're a 1-star, no, let's say you hit 2-star this month. That's 1,000 USDT going to the register wallet.
Yeah.
What happens if you hit 3-star? Is it another 2,000 or 1 more 1,000? What are you talking? Is that a total of 3 or is it a total of 2? What's happening there?
I'll ask for confirmation because I don't know if it's just simply a tally of what it is by the end of the, they look on the 31st. What's the timestamp?
Yeah.
What is everybody at right now? Okay.
Right. I would imagine it's a total of whichever the highest you go. I think it's total. But yeah, find out for sure because now that you said it that way, I'm like, is that? I don't know. Now I'm not sure.
Yeah. My understanding is from how things have worked in the past is just simply a timestamp on the 31st. What happened? Now here in the West, just to be clear, that means it's about 10 o'clock in the morning the day before for us to achieve it. Okay. Because they're 14 hours ahead of me. For Wendell, they're only 13 hours ahead. Okay. So for us, we have to achieve this by the 30th of the month by 10 o'clock in the morning to make it midnight in Kuala Lumpur. All right. So this is just a brief stuff about the compensation plan. Again, it's completely optional, but this is the best business you've ever found because there isn't any attrition. Like you don't have any headaches of all this drama and crap. People are making money starting from day one once their booster is active. Okay. And you don't walk away from that. And that's what makes this business so different than any other business in the world that I've ever seen.
I think this is a team promotion. No, the corporate one's on as soon as you log into your account. The one that's like $3 million up for grabs. This ain't this. I think this is the team one. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it pops up as soon as you log in. Like if you go into your account as of
I haven't logged in
night,
today.
Yeah, it started last night. So I went in to check something and this popped up where the other pop-up usually comes. Everybody's like, I'm so sick of this pop-up. Then this popped up. I was like, oh, whoa, hold on, wait a minute. New Year raffle. What's this? So I was happy to see this instead. So basically, you can see the first part of this right here. There's a promotion running. It's 20, there's 3 million USDT up for grabs. If there was a time to build, this would be it. Y'all know I'm not big on the whole building, icing, get other people, but this is the time to do that. 3 million USDT up for grabs. If you were waiting to share this, or maybe you were nervous before you wanted to get going yourself and all that, this may be a time. That's up to you. Not financial advice. 20 exclusive Frenchie, whatever, Mueller. That's that watch right here.
That watch, yeah.
It has a built-in crypto wallet built into the watch. The price of the watch, they're going to give 20 of these away in addition to the 3 million, valued at 30K. Each watch is worth 30,000. Y'all see that, right?
Yeah.
Event details. Event period, January 1 to February 28th, UTC +8 time. So you can go look that up, your time zone to UTC +8. It'll tell you what time of day that is, that it ends. The draw period is from January 1 to March 1. Okay, check this out. To be eligible, personal purchase for every, now I asked this in the chat yesterday when I saw this, somebody replied back and said that is every 5. So you can't accumulate getting one at a time.
Yeah,
it has to be 5 at a time.
It's a one-time purchase of 5.
Right, one-time purchase of 5, not get one and then get another 2, then 3. No, just all at once. Every time you do 5 at one time, you will receive a raffle ticket.
Yeah, which
direct sale. Go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, it puts for every 5 that you purchase at one, as a one-time purchase, it puts your name in a raffle for one time. Boom. Okay, you buy another 5, 1. Buy another 5, your name is drawn. Okay, your name is put in the raffle.
Every time someone gets 5 that you told that they're getting 5 at a time, you're going to get 1 ticket in the exclusive Macau trip, an award separate from the raffle. Good God Almighty!
Yeah.
And then it just keeps going. Now here are the prizes.
Yeah.
Apple Watch. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I mean, I don't know if we need to read this to people. Like, I'm sure they're capable of reading, but these are the prizes.
Just take a screenshot.
Yeah. Take a screenshot.
It pops up. It pops up every time you log in. So it's a new pop-up in your back office, basically.
Which, by the way, you guys, when you log in, you need to read those messages that are coming because they're important. So back to scammers, okay? If it's not in the back office or here live on this call, it's not real. Don't listen to them. Like, they want to steal your money. They want, okay? And you only are transferring funds directly to your account. You have control of it, and you buy your booster from your account. Anything outside of that is pure scam. Okay, don't do it. Protect yourself, protect your family, protect everybody. Okay, like, you want to protect your community. Don't be clicking on this crap that people send. Okay, now you don't have to do that. You simply leave the USDT that you're going to use for buying BTH. So 10% of it, just leave it in the USDT wallet. Put 90% into the purchase wallet, and then go buy your booster. And that will then buy the BTH that you need. right there, leaving that 10% right there. After you have now bought a booster or a share, whatever it is, based on the number of boosters in your office, how many you own based on that number, that then gives you an allotment that you can choose, if you choose to, buy additional BTH that you want to hold for yourself. Okay. So that's why you can't buy BTH prior to owning even a share.
Happy New Year. We're starting the new year off. A couple of great promotions. I'm sure Uncle Walter has the flyer for those. If not, I have them somewhere on mine because I showed that last night to the team. So 2 huge promotions, one from our team above and one from corporate. I'm talking insane numbers, huge prizes, gifts, blessings to shower down through this organization. So take this back and share with the rest of the people you know or whatever. If you haven't seen it, the two are things that's happening with our team and what's happening with corporate. Yep, fun times. Today is very interesting. A lot of promotions. The company's promoting, our upline's promoting. Man, I don't do a lot of icing, but we're gonna focus on some icing this month. Great, Scott. But what did we do? We have a cake to put icing on. That's just my opinion. Everybody do what they do. But since we built some cake over the last few months, now we can slather some icing on that bad boy. Because they came out with some promotions that are pretty mind-numbing. And I would be mind blown if I don't go up at least 1 to 2 stars. Like,
Nice.
That's not our focus, but for a period of time, we can focus on that for a period of time. And the size of our team, if I don't get 24 more machines on this team by January 31st, then I have really messed up somehow. That's all we need to get to star 2. Like 24, really?
Yeah.
I can't see how we won't, but yeah, we're having some meetings with the team. We had a great meeting last night just to kind of show them the strategy. And now it's implementation time. Like, my account needs to be 0 every single day. Like, I better not have $1 left in my account. It needs to go out to the team. It needs to get more machines. So everybody's growing. They're going to grow. I'm going to grow. My upline's growing. That may not even know what we're doing. This is like win-win. It's not a guarantee of income. We're not financial advisors. Y'all know the whole spiel. But literally, why would you not turn on as many machines as you can help others turn on? That leads to them being better off, you being better off, your upline being better off. Like, it's win-win-win all the way around. So yeah, I'm tripping right now. I'm laughing and smiling.
Yeah, 100%.
Nope, I'm good. I appreciate all of your effort, your time. Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you all for taking time out. And yeah, I have an appointment I have to take care of. So
Up we go.
have
All
a great day.
You guys have a great day. I will we're gonna end the show at this time and appreciate you all coming. So, for if your friend gave you this video, it's because they care about you and they want you to have a good experience too. Check it out, have a look, have a good experience. Create your account today. Try it out with Elisa shared. Figure out how much you want to do and then do that. And then work with your finances, okay? And start having a good experience like the rest of us. All right. You guys have a great night.